John Wick, 2014. Movie recap and review. Some movies start loud. This one starts quiet. No explosions, no chaos, just a man, alone in his house, trying to survive the worst pain imaginable. And that's exactly why what comes next hits so hard. John Wick is living in silence. His wife has recently passed away after a long illness, and the house they shared now feels empty and lifeless. John barely speaks. He barely exists. But before she died, his wife arranged one final gift to be delivered to him, a puppy, along with a letter explaining that the dog is meant to help him grieve, to give him something to love again. For the first time since her death, John begins to feel human. That peace doesn't last. While out driving his prized vintage car, John is approached by a group of young Russian gangsters who try to buy it from him. He refuses. They laugh it off and leave, but that moment plants a dangerous seed. Later that night, the same men break into John's home. They beat him unconscious, steal his car, and kill the puppy, his wife's last gift. From that moment on, the movie changes completely. John doesn't scream. He doesn't cry. He simply gets up, cleans himself, and begins preparing. What we soon learn is that John Wick is not an ordinary man. He was once a legendary assassin, so feared that even hardened criminals whisper his name with dread. He had left that life behind for love, but now, the one thing keeping him grounded is gone. The men who attacked him made one fatal mistake. They woke him up. As word spreads about what happened, the son responsible turns out to be connected to a powerful Russian crime boss, his father. And when the father learns who his son crossed, his reaction says everything. Instead of anger, there is fear. John Wick isn't someone you fight. He's someone you run from. John re-enters the criminal underworld with cold precision. He retrieves hidden weapons, calls on old contacts, and steps back into a world governed by strict rules and silent respect. One of the most important places in this world is the Continental Hotel, a neutral ground for assassins where no business can be conducted. Here, John is treated less like a man and more like a myth. His goal is simple: find the people responsible and make them pay. John tracks the gang to a nightclub, and this is where the movie truly shows its identity. The action is fast, brutal, and incredibly clean. Every movement feels deliberate. There's no wasted effort. John fights like someone who has done this his entire life and wants it over quickly. He almost reaches his target, but the man escapes, forcing John deeper into enemy territory. Now the stakes rise. A bounty is placed on John's head, turning the entire city into a hunting ground. Former allies, strangers, and professionals all come after him. John is wounded, exhausted, and constantly outnumbered, but he never stops moving forward. Along the way, we see flashes of who John used to be and what this life costs. Even as he kills without hesitation, there's no joy in it. This isn't about anger. It's about inevitability. Once John stepped back into this world, there was no turning around. Eventually, John confronts the crime boss himself. Their final clash is messy, violent, and raw, far from glamorous. When it's over, there's no celebration. No victory speech, just silence. In the final moments, John walks away injured and broken, but alive. He adopts another dog from an animal shelter, not as a replacement, but as a quiet sign that despite everything, he hasn't completely lost his humanity. The story ends not with triumph, but with survival. Review. Story quality. The story is surprisingly simple, and that's its biggest strength. It doesn't overcomplicate things. Everything is driven by clear motivation and emotional weight. The film understands exactly what it wants to be and never loses focus. Acting performances. Keanu Reeves carries the entire movie with very few words. His physical performance, body language, and presence do most of the storytelling. The supporting cast does their job well, especially in selling the fear and respect surrounding John Wick. Cinematography and visuals. The action is clean, well-lit, and easy to follow, something many modern action films struggle with. The camera doesn't hide the choreography. It lets you see every movement, which makes the violence feel grounded and intense. What worked? The world building, the disciplined action, and the emotional hook all work extremely well. The movie respects the audience and doesn't explain more than it needs to. What didn't? Some characters outside of John aren't deeply explored, and the plot is very straightforward. If you're looking for complex twists, this isn't that kind of movie. Final thoughts. John Wick is a lean, focused action film that knows exactly what it's doing and does it exceptionally well. It's not about saving the world. It's about consequence, loss, and what happens when you push the wrong person too far. This movie is perfect for fans of intense action, revenge stories, and stylish fight choreography. If you like fast pacing and strong atmosphere without unnecessary filler, this one delivers. If you enjoyed this recap and review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment which movie you want covered next. I'll see you in the next one. Clapperboard fire.